My name is Cecilia. I'm from the north of Spain and I live in a small village called Torrebarrio in León. And when I say small, I mean really small. 30 people live here in winter, and that includes me, my family and my pet goat. My goat is called Chiruca, which is the name of a hiking boot brand in Spain, which is fun because she loves being up in the mountains and just hiking every day. My day today consists on building vans during the day, and then in the evenings, and sometimes also in the mornings, I take Chiruca out for a walk up in the mountains. And yeah, I just love doing that, as well as the whole village life. In winter we have to go out and collect wood to light the fire, and just cooking on the stove, light the fire, and yeah, just village life. So I grew up here and I moved to the city when I was 12, but life in the city was too hectic for me. So once I was old enough to make my own choices, I decided to move back to the mountains, where I feel more grounded and I like the solitude and just doing what I feel, but doing it in nature. I've always been fascinated by people enjoying the van life, and in 2013 I met someone who converted his own van and was traveling the world in it, and I thought I wanted to do that when I had the chance. So in 2015 I inherited my dad's old work van and I converted that myself. It took me a long time. Probably around 2 years, because I would only do it at weekends and holidays. And then in 2020 I created Wild Road Camper after people would see pictures of my own van on Instagram and like my work. So I decided I would give it a go and do camper vans for other people.
So to give you an example of my work, I'm gonna do a van tour of one of my latest builds.
So this is an Opel Movano from 2015 and it's a long wheelbase, and I'll show you what I did. This van has 2 sliding doors, one on each side, which at the beginning it was hard to choose the layout, but then in the end it worked out perfectly. Because on this side, well, you have a step as well, so you could go up, have a step on each side. And then in this side we have 2 benches and a table that would go down and turn into a small bed for like a child or a short person. And this is the second door, which, as I mentioned before, it was hard at the beginning because we didn't know how to design the layout, but now it makes it a fully open space, which works perfectly, especially for this customer, because she's got a dog. Now she's got her food and water here, and then from here you could access the rest of the van. To make the small bed we have to remove the table and add a shorter leg. So we pull this out and swap the tall leg for the short one. Now we use the back rest as the middle one. Middle pieces. And now we have a bed. Here we have some storage space where the owner keeps the dog food, and also we have at the back we have another room for the heater, which is a Planar 2D, and then we have the exhaust down there and the control panel up here. And then on this other bench we have the porta toilet, which is on wheels, so that if you want to use it you can just remove it, take the table out, remove the toilet and use it out here or in the shower. So we built this front door, which is a sliding door. So yeah, you can fold it down and then it opens up the space, and then you get extra storage and place for 2 cups for when you're driving or when you're sitting at the table and you want to leave some stuff in there. So let me show you the kitchen. We start here, we have an extendable table that you can just easily open and close just by pressing this through. Then we got a 2 gas hob kitchen, which we store the bottle here. It's a 6 kilo bottle. Then we have some cutting place here in the middle, but also most of the time the client uses this one. And then the biggest part of the kitchen is this massive sink well, I'm gonna say from IKEA. Okay, here we got the tap, which we chose a flexible tap so that you could access the edges of the sink. And then we have cold and hot water, and we can change also the pressure. Because weight is important in campervans, we chose sticky tiles, 3D printed ones, rather than normal tiles. They look like real tiles, but they are much easier to clean, and as I said, they keep the van much lighter. So here we have 3 light switches for different lights around the van. And then we have 2 USB ports plus a 12V one that you could plug in your laptop or your camera, and here to charge your phone. We also have 2 big drawers and some extra storage underneath. This is a compressor fridge. It's 50 liters and it runs on 12 volts that are charged by the solar panel on top of the van. We also have 2 overhead cabinets for the kitchen, like where the client will keep the cups, plates, sugar, coffee, as well as some food to store here, and then 2 others for the bedroom. So because I grew up in the mountains are always something that I'm very connected to. So in this van we decided to do some mountains made out of little pieces of wood, as well as in my logo that I also have the mountains. So the client wanted to have the opportunity to shower wherever she was, so we built this shower for her. It's a 60 by 60 shower tray, and it's made out of wood that is painted with waterproof paint, and on top of that we added some fake tiles. Also we chose the black shower to match the rest of the details. As you can see, there's still room above me and on the sides, even though it's a small shower. But then yeah, you still have plenty of room to shower here. So we initially built this van around the dog bed. My client has a big dog, which is a Spanish Mastiff that she rescued, and the only idea that she had was that she needed a big bed for the dog. So then we built everything else around that. As you can see, she's got plenty of room. Okay, so this is a 185 by 120 centimeter bed, which makes it a double bed. But to add some extra length, we went into the inner side of where a window would usually be, and then that gives you another 8 to 9 centimeters of extra space on both sides. But I'll show you more at the back. On this side we have the water installation, as well as some extra storage at the top. But as in for the water, we have a 90-liter tank of clean water, and then an 80-liter tank of dirty water underneath the van. There's the pump, a surflow pump, the expansion tank, and then an Elgena boiler, which runs on 12V. And on this side we have the electrics, which, because the client didn't want to use the van for long periods of time, she only has a small setup. So there's a 110 amp per hour battery. Then there's the solar controller, which is Victron, and then the fuse box for all of the electrics. So we always tend to cover the metal either with wood or with hessian, but on the back doors we like doing the wood with black screws, which will match the details as well. And then around the edges of the windows we use rope that will give it an extra rustic look. On those gaps that we added to extend the bed, we also put some extra LED lighting that makes it super cozy at night. Also here on this side of the bed we have another light switch, so that it makes it easier that you don't have to get out of the bed to go and turn the light off at night, plus 2 other USB ports. In this van we installed 2 skylights, one at the front and one at the back, and they are 40 by 40, and they have 3 positions: fully open, half closed, and fully closed. And then they all come with a blind and a mosquito blind, which is super handy for when it's really hot in the van and you want to sleep with your window open, but you don't want all the mosquitoes to come in. Most of my clients are from Spain, but I also get clients from all over Europe and abroad. In my first year, I converted 10 vans for other people, which was a lot of hard work, a lot of planning, designing, buying materials, and definitely non-stopping for the whole year. Working here can be hard work, especially in winter when temperatures go below zero pretty much every day. And it's also very hard to get materials delivered here because they take much longer than when you live in the city. And also to drive to the nearest big town, it takes me over an hour. So I have to plan in advance what materials I need to go and buy to not waste any time in going back and forth. All of my builds are unique and personalized based on the client's needs. And some people come with an idea of a design or a layout, others just leave it completely up to me. But one thing I always tend to do is to have one wild road camper, at least wild road camper touch, that could be like mountain shape or some geometric shapes made out of wood, something like that. And then we match the wood with different colors, maybe for the cabinets or for the roof, but wood is always important in our builds. Thank you for watching, I hope you've liked it, and if you have, please check it out on Instagram, it's @wildroadcamper. And thank you also to Project Vanlife for giving me the chance to show you my work.